I mean, really what this episode proves to you is that Michael will do anything to find his boy.
Carl! 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 Carl!
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for Lost, this one's going to be doing my next review for Season 2, this is for the penultimate episode of Season 2, this is for episode 22, titled 3 Minutes. No, the episode's not 3 minutes, but great episode. This was a great penultimate, really set the stage for what you're about to experience here at the end of Season 2. And this episode, for Michael in particular, was incredible. Now, this is a Michael episode, which I think was very needed, because obviously we saw him kill Ana Lucia and Libby in the most just gut-wrenching and out-of-nowhere fashion ever. So this episode actually gives you context on what happened to him when he pointed the gun towards Jack and Locke and said, "I'm going to look for my son, no ifs, ands, or buts." Well, in this episode, we see those flashbacks, and you know, the flashbacks are really interesting in this episode because it's not a flashback to the regular world, it's a flashback to something that happened on the island. Which makes this really interesting. But he goes to the others, of course, to get information, you know, somehow. They basically confront him, and they bring him back to their camp, right? And you've got this really just, you know, big camp or whatever nearby the water where they take him and stuff. You've got, of course, the guy with the big beard and stuff. He kind of takes him there and stuff. And anyway, he basically arrives there, and we have Michael that kind of is wondering, like, okay, I'm here, like, where's my son? What have you done with him? Is he even alive? That type of thing. And we see that in this episode, and I'm sorry, when you find out what happens here, you can't blame what Michael does. You have this woman that is holding this over his head, and she basically says, okay, look, I'm going to give you a list of names. James Sawyer, Jack, Kate, bring them to me in that order, and, you know, like, bring them to me, or else, you know, you will never see Walt again. Nobody else should come, nobody else, you know, from that group. Just the people on that list. If you bring me the people that are on that list, you will see Walt again. And she lets him see Walt. We actually see Walt for about a couple minutes or so. He briefly interacts with Michael. Michael's saying, like, hey, man, are you okay? You know, like, is everything all right? It's really emotional to see. And they basically say, okay, that's enough. And before they're able to take Walt away, Walt does say that they're faking it, that they're pretending, that this is a facade. And then they push him away when Walt's about to give too much information. So what does that mean exactly? Good question. But we do see Walt, and now Michael is tasked to bring the people on the list from our group that they are asking him to do in exchange for bringing his son back to him. So Michael is stuck right now between a rock and a hard place, and it's his son on the line, and he has the option to get him back if it means bringing Jack and some of the people that they're requesting to this very spot. So we then find out the reason that Michael is doing what he's doing, and the reason that he's letting, you know, Henry out, and the reason why he did everything that he did is to get Walt back, and is because they are going to kill him if that doesn't happen. So Michael, listen, man, you know, coming from a father's perspective, I mean, I'm not a father, probably won't be for a good while, but, you know, coming from somebody that would be like a father, if you're a father and you're on this island with people for a few months and you have the choice between them and your son's life, it's a no-brainer. Adding that context to what Michael has done to get Walt back legally in the world before the island, you know what I'm saying, which we've seen in flashbacks. We've seen what Walt means to Michael, and we've seen what Michael does for Walt, you know what I'm saying? And now he's going above and beyond. He's killing people to get his son back. I can't blame him. I can't say, like, if I was in his position, I can't say I would have done anything different. I really can't. So it is what it is, man. Michael is cold, man. He really is. And you have our crew now that are getting prepared. They're getting ready to go. You got Echo there. You got, you know, our crew that are kind of getting ready. And you do have a funeral for Ana Lucia and Libby, which I thought was good, of course. And by the end of the episode, you have a boat that shows up in the distance that they all kind of see. And you have our characters that are kind of just witnessing this as they're kind of realizing, like, okay, something's coming. So something in a boat is on their way. Everybody, like, gathers up and they're like, yo, what the hell? And that right there is how they end the penultimate. Absolutely insane. So we'll be back for the finale. We'll be back very soon for the finale. Stay tuned for that. I got a 10 for this episode. I absolutely loved it. Stay tuned, of course, for the next one. And, of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe button to miss any of the videos for Lost. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Views Official on Instagram, guys. And, of course, I'll see you guys very soon for videos for Lost. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.